The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you, O Lord.
John said to Jesus, "Teacher, we saw someone driving out demons in your name, and we tried to prevent him because he does not follow us." Jesus replied, "Do not prevent him. There is no one who performs a mighty deed in my name who can at the same time speak ill of me. For whoever is not against us is for us." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Bulahang adlaw kanatong tanan. You know, this last word of Jesus in today's Gospel reading is really very, what we call, inclusive. Because many people, of course, with all their staunchness, with all their desire not to be really part or to be really identified with the real and the true church, would always have that tendency, of course, not to reject others. But Jesus is just trying to open up the minds of the disciples. For whoever is not against us is for us. The main problem here is there are people who are against and at the same time for us. No? Maglibog ta asa kaning tawhana, asa kaning tawhana nato ibutang sa atong kinabuhi. That's the reason why there is a very interesting thing related to this. It is not only just being with us that we have to take into account, but also people or occasions when we or other people go away or turn away from the Lord. And I think that is very much clearly placed in today's first reading. You were listening in the first reading today all the feminine pronouns of she, which is actually the personification of wisdom. But whenever the wisdom or she is being talked about, it is all about God. And there is one interesting revelation here, that whoever fails her, or if he fails her, or if one turns away from the Lord will abandon him. And this is one of the most beautiful starting point or foundation to answer so many people's question why they have been abandoned by God. They blame God because God has abandoned them, when in fact the real reason why God abandons them or abandons us is our turning away from Him. It is not God's fault. It is practically our own making. Although He sometimes tends to abandon us to really test us, but the very reason is for us not to accept Him in our lives. That's why those who also not accept the people who are also doing good, in the strictest sense of the word, should also be welcomed and acknowledged. Di na to awayon, but we come into a particular meeting ground where we can talk about so many things, beautiful things, common things, and not throw stones or mud at each other, to the point that wa tay hanaw, dili ta klaro if we are for the Lord or against the Lord. Muna nga moingon na lang ta, it's up to you, Lord. Amen. Amen.